So thank you for being here this afternoon. With me is Circuit Attorney Gabe Gore, and we're going to talk about some of the charges from the tragic incident of officers being killed in that vehicle accident on Highway 70. We're incredibly grateful for the outpouring support from every corner of the country as we remember our fallen officer, David Lee. Our community has lost a great police officer, and I encourage St. Louisians to pay respects at our Memorial Police Car, which is our North Patrol up on Union. I'm thankful for the close partnership with our Circuit Attorney, Gabe Gore, and I have, since this horrible tragedy, we've been working with the Circuit Attorney's Office to ensure swift justice. This morning, the Circuit Attorney's Office approved charges against the driver that killed police officer David Lee. 24-year-old Ramon Chavez Rodriguez has been charged. DWI, death of a law enforcement officer or emergency personnel, which is a Class B felony. Exceeded posted speed limit, exceeded by 16 to 19 miles per hour over the posted speed limit. Operating a vehicle on a highway without a valid license. This suspect's immigration status is being handled by our federal partners, but my top priority is ensuring justice is served for my officer who was killed in a line of duty and supporting my officers who are grieving and the family that has lost a husband and a father. With that, with Circuit Attorney Gabe Gore, we'll open up to some questions.
Any questions?
Are you aware of any deportation proceedings that were going on with the first charges, and kind of how does this process work now? Will you be prosecuted here, or will the feds take that over?
So I have not looked into the immigration issues. I mean, that's not relevant to our charges except for the purposes of considering whether or not he should be granted a bond. My understanding is that he did have a hearing on his immigration status that was set for later this month or later in October. But other than that, I haven't really looked into those issues.
Was that previous to this incident?
It's my understanding that it was.
And so we know he's definitely not a citizen of the United States.
That is my understanding as set forth in our probable cause statement where we discussed the bond issues.
Do you know where he was coming from, where he was going?
I think at this time, as the investigation continues, a person was probably coming from possibly O'Fallon, Illinois, and going back to where he resides in St. Charles County. So he's taking that highway back. So that's what we know so far, and more will be coming out in the charging documents.
Anywhere that alcohol is served, or did he make any comments about being intoxicated or having been drinking?
That'll be some of the things that'll be coming out in investigation, and surely if we're going to be charging with the DWI, we certainly have some of the documents that can prove the impairment.
Is this a relief to you and your officers and the Lee family? I'm sure you've been talking with them ever since this happened.
I don't think there can ever be a relief because we're never going to get Officer David Lee back. I don't think there can ever be any closure. Certainly, we can try to understand that we have a person on the arrest. Certainly, some of the things that contributed to our officers being killed by the actions of this individual. And that a person's going to be brought to justice, or the process of being brought to justice, starting with the charges right now. I think that way, a small sense of closure, but certainly never going to bring our officer back, never going to bring back the devastation that we're feeling now, the shock that our officers are feeling right now. After I met with you, I saw you last night, several of you have been in here. After we did our press conferences, afterwards, at an undisclosed location, I met with a lot of the police officers to have conversations with them, to at least grieve with them, understand, have conversations, remember our officers, and that's something we're going to continue to do. But it's never going to bring any closure back to the family or anything. We lost a really good officer, and this didn't have to happen.
I know everybody's probably heartbroken, but how is, the family doing?
They're devastated. They're in shock. They're devastated. I'll be seeing them again later and having a conversation with them. But we have them under our care. We're keeping a good eye on them. Whatever they need, we're going to get them through this process. And there's more to come, and you'll be covering it. And that I thank you. I want to thank the press. I want to thank everyone for your condolences and just in such a tough time. We all got a job to do, and certainly doing it so professionally, and the questions you're asking really hit on some of the things that we're going through. And I do appreciate that. I think the officers appreciate it, the community appreciates that. So thank you. We are going through a hard time, and and the reporting that's been out and it has been really positive on who this officer is, and rightfully so. So thank you.
Are you proud of your investigators with how they've been able to move through this while grieving?
Well, we have top-notch investigators, if you can see, with all the other things that you see that we've been doing, and we've been doing for years in the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department. And certainly it's not surprising for them to make sure that they can do this investigation in a proper manner. And that's why I asked everybody for a little patience last night as this investigation continued before we can bring charges, because we don't want to compromise this case. We want this individually held accountable. We want to make sure he's brought to justice for the things he's done. He killed one of our police officers, and I want to see justice served. And that's why we had to wait till today to at least talk about some of the things, to have the official charges come in.
One more question. Attorney Gore, you said it's not relevant whether the suspect is a immigrant or not. Can you explain that?
Well, if you look at our probable cause statement and the elements of what we charged, he's charged with causing the death of a police officer while driving intoxicated. And we were able to establish that he was intoxicated, which is information we didn't have last evening. We were able to establish that because we got back the blood test, which showed that he was above the legal limit.
I understand, but as far as this immigration status, how does that correlate into how you charge this individual?
It has no impact on the charges, on the charging decision. It does have an impact on our assessment as to whether or not he's an individual who is a flight risk or poses a danger to the community, and whether or not he's someone who should receive a bond. So that's where it's relevant, and that's why we set it forth in the probable cause statement.
All right, thank you guys very much. We appreciate your time today, okay? We're still trying to process everything, and we'll provide updates as we get them.